Well, hey everybody, it's my biggest and probably coolest piece of outdoor gear. This is the 2016 Jeep Renegade. Now, back in a couple months ago, we were on a family vacation. We were driving to Florida, and my wife and I started discussing vehicles and how we needed to trade in my 2008 four-door sedan. It was time to get something new, and we started talking about SUVs. And we decided on the drive down there that we wanted something a little bit smaller. We didn't need a big, huge vehicle because we already have a minivan, so we didn't need something that large. And so I started seeing this particular SUV driving past me with the Jeep logo on it. I'd never seen it before, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. I don't know what that is. So I had to look it up, and I realized it was a Jeep Renegade. And I really, really started to like it. The more I researched it, the more I started watching YouTube videos of it. I was just like, I really like this thing a lot. And so I just kind of fell in love with it. And the more I learned about it, the more I just realized that was the vehicle that we had to get. That was going to be our next Outland Adventure vehicle right there. So we ended up getting back from vacation, started looking casually, and then we went to some dealerships and went to a couple different dealerships and found a really good deal on this particular one here. This is the 2016, this is a brand new 2016 4x4 Latitude model. So I would have loved to have gotten the Trailhawk, but it was just a little bit out of my price range. Didn't want to spend that much money on it. So I got the Latitude, which is just as an awesome vehicle, full 4x4 capability. So that's the really cool thing about this particular SUV is it is 4x4 capable. So it's not just a simple in-town driving vehicle. I mean, this thing will go off-road, and it will go off-road for real. I've watched videos on YouTube how this thing will pretty much keep up with the Jeep Rubicon pretty darn well. So it is a true off-road vehicle. It is a true Jeep. Now, it is built by Fiat. It is based on the Fiat 500X chassis. So a lot of people, hardcore Jeep people, say, oh, it's not a real Jeep, it's a Fiat. And to that I say, well, it is a real Jeep. Trust me, it's a real Jeep. And it's pretty freaking nice. I actually liked the fact that it was built in Europe. It kind of has the Euro style, really nice in quality interior, has nice quality materials. It has really good reviews. I read a lot of different reviews on it online, and just everything was very positive. There are a couple things, about it that I don't particularly love. So I can't say it's 100% perfect. Some things like the overall size. The hatch could be a little bit bigger. The cargo area could be bigger. But, it is a subcompact vehicle, so it is going to be kind of small. But actually, it is bigger than you would expect, and it surprisingly can hold quite a bit of stuff. And once I get roof rails on top, I'll be able to put even more in a cargo storage box up there. So I think for my family, this is a perfect size vehicle. It's going to work really, really well, getting us around town and getting to work and school and weekend trips, hiking trips, whatever we decide to do. I think this is going to be a great vehicle for that. I'm out on some country roads this morning, just taking the vehicle for a spin. Don't really have any place to be, but I thought I would just take it out for a little drive. I only have 259 miles on this thing so far. So just kind of still breaking it in and getting used to it. So far, it's a really nice vehicle. I've driven it, the kids to school. I've driven to work in it every day this week, and it's just been a pleasure to drive. Definitely should wear the Jeep name proudly because it's just so enjoyable. It feels solid, feels like a great vehicle, just all around. Now I am used to a 6-cylinder vehicle that had quite a bit of speed to it. I did have to sacrifice that speed for this vehicle. This is not a fast vehicle by any means. It has a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder in this car, so that was kind of an adjustment, still kind of an adjustment. When I press the gas and I expect to go really fast and it doesn't. It takes some time for it to accelerate, but you know, they don't build Jeeps for races mostly. You know, these types of vehicles are meant to shine in the off-road, and that's really what's so great about this, the 4-wheel drive capability of this vehicle. I can take this thing pretty much anywhere. I can take this to trails, I can take this to the backcountry, places like Red River Gorge. I can get right up the steep hills with no problem. Now you see here with the Latitude model, this is pretty cool as far as some of the stuff that it has in it. This is actually an award-winning interior, so because this is built in Italy, it is kind of, to me, it kind of has a Euro feel to it. So, you know, it's this particular one has push-button start, and I don't know if you can see it or not right here, but this is very cool. It says "To New Adventures" right here. Very cool. Start it up. Very cool dash, very nicely lit, really nice tachometer, speedometer here. It's got a digital readout. Very cool readout here. I can switch between different screens, so I can look at my tire pressures, current MPG, current trip meter. I can even see what's playing on the radio. Right now I've got satellite XM going, message center, and I can change all that stuff as well. Very, very cool. This is the touchscreen infotainment system, and because I went with the Latitude, which is basically the mid-grade model, it has a little bit smaller screen. If I were to go up to the top of the line Trailhawk model, it would have had a bigger screen. It has like a 6.5-inch screen or something. It's like a 5-inch screen. But this is perfectly acceptable in my opinion. So I can flip between the radio here. So it's pretty cool that I can just plug in my iPhone or my iPod or whatever down to this auxiliary port down here, and it will automatically know, start reading my songs, show the artwork, play the music, and all kinds of things. And I can cycle through it just like I've got a CD in there or something. Of course, there is no CD player in this. One other really cool feature that I like about this is this phone. Via Bluetooth, I can connect my phone, so I have my iPhone connected, and I can just go over here, press one of these buttons, call, and then I can actually talk that way, and then, of course, end the conversation. But I can actually hands-free say call so-and-so, and it will start dialing and call them via Bluetooth. So it's not using any kind of built-in system. It's actually using the Bluetooth within my phone. It's using my cell phone plan, so I don't have to worry about having a separate system. Like with my old car, I had to have an OnStar system. I had to have a separate subscription to that just to make calls through my vehicle, and that was really, really annoying because I already get paid a lot for Verizon. So that's kind of a nice feature. I really like that a lot. And of course, what else would a fully outdoor vehicle be without four-wheel drive? Now, because I have the Latitude version, not the Trailhawk, I'm limited to just these particular modes. If I had the Trailhawk, I would have an additional mode, a rock mode, but I don't have that. But I have an auto four-wheel drive, snow, sand, and mud. And all you have to do is just flip between these to the different modes. And that will adjust your vehicle. And it shows me on this little screen here. Sand mode, snow, and auto. I keep it on auto pretty much all the time, just for whenever it needs four-wheel drive, it'll kick in, and then I can switch it to specific conditions if I absolutely have to. This is very cool here. It has basically a push button parking brake. So by pushing this, you can hear it going. By pulling it, that engages it, and you can actually hear the little thing go, and it's the parking brake in place, and then push it to disengage. I have to push the brake button. There we go. Turns traction off there. Really cool cup holders. Of course, it's got the cool Renegade X all through it. And of course, if you know anything about these Renegades, you hear about all the Easter eggs, of course, and there are a lot of them all through this. They've really gone all out to make sure you don't forget that this is a Jeep, and you don't forget this is a Jeep. It's definitely a Jeep. So you got the since 1941 here. You have the little Willys Jeep right there in the window. Multiple Willys Jeep grills all throughout the vehicle. Here's one up here. It's very, very cool. My particular vehicle is equipped with the My Sky system, which basically means these roof panels here are removable. And basically you can take the whole entire top off the roof and turn it into something like a Wrangler, which is really, really cool. I've done it once. It was a little bit difficult to get them back on, so I've only done it the one time. So this is a great vehicle for taking the family around town, driving to work every day, or going off in the backcountry, loading up the back with your backpacking gear, your hammocks, whatever. I plan to do that in a couple weeks. I'm going to be taking this vehicle down to the Red River Gorge. Very excited to be able to get it off in some back roads and see how it does. But overall, my first Jeep is awesome, and I love this vehicle. Love it a lot. You're going to see it a lot in more future videos here very soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys very soon.